Alright, hello everyone, this is XSample, and today I want to bring to you my new bamboo slash sugarcane farm. Well, it's pretty much a rehash of an old bud switch design. Last time I think we did this version, which is a bamboo on demand, which requires bone meal to harvest the bamboo. There's a particular reason for that, and that's because I decided to build it this way. But this one here is just fully automatic, and it'll just do its thing and keep producing bamboo by itself using a bud switch, piston bud switch, which is kind of cool. It still works in the 1.14.4 update, so we're good. So I want to show you how this works. I guess really we should really see it working. It's a pretty basic design. The piston has a slime block on top of it which has a redstone block, and basically that buds this piston, so any update around the height of this piston will force the piston to open, and it'll fire this redstone block up, which will make this redstone line turn on and power that piston, which will push the bamboo off, if that makes sense. So there we go, we just saw it in action. That's pretty much it. It's pretty simple, and all the bamboo gets caught into this chest. Previously I had a hopper minecart going around underneath these blocks collecting the drops, but now this is a lot quieter and a better option, I think. So I guess we'll just go ahead and make it. I think this time I'll do the sugarcane version just to show you that you can do it with both, and meanwhile that'll just keep collecting bamboo. Alright, so I guess let's start with placing down a chest. Right, and into that chest we are going to put a hopper. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to look at this other design because I've kind of just built it right now. And then we have a hopper going into that, and a hopper going into there, and one going into there, and one going into there. And to connect these together you hold down shift, and we should know that, right? So everything that drops into these hoppers will end up in this chest. Everything is pointing into there. So if you look underneath you can see the direction of the hoppers, just so that you can do this by yourself, right? Yeah, that's cool. Now the next part is we want to use hopper minecarts. Now there's a trick. We need to push the dirt block into those hopper minecarts, and to do that we need some rails. So let's grab some rails, and I place them all over the top and then break the middle one so that everything's facing the same direction. I know, it's just how I want to do it. It's not necessary, but that's what I want to do. And then place the hopper cart on top, and yeah, we're good. Now we need to push some dirt blocks into them, but to do that we need to build an elaborate little thing here. So block of dirt in the middle, then I'll place one on top, and then we can place them around like this. That allows us to put dirt above there, and then we need a regular piston. Right, so we're going to have to place these facing downwards. So if I go up like this, and then break that, and then it should look like that, right? So that piston is pushing down. We need to do that for the rest of these, so let's just go ahead and do that. So we should have something that looks like that. Now to push them down, what we need to do is a piece of dirt there as well, and then we need a lever, and no mistake, I've done this before and many people have said this. Hey, the dirt's not going down. Right, you have to break the rail, otherwise this will not work. And I've been caught out quite a few times doing that. There we go, and then we go there. That's it. Right, so now all our dirt blocks have been pushed down. We're going to break that piece of dirt and break that middle one, and we're going to place some water in there in a second, so we can actually remove all this stuff now. There we go, and you should have something that looks like that. Pretty simple so far, I guess. Okay, so we're going to place some water in there, and it's just going to sit on top of that that hopper. There we go. So now we can get our sugarcane. Alright, we probably really shouldn't do this right now, but I'm going to put it here anyway. There we go. It's going to keep growing. It's going to be quite annoying actually, so I guess we should really move on to the next few steps. Actually no, I'm going to take it out. I'm going to take it out. I'm being indecisive, but Right, so we need our pistons, regular pistons. Get those back. So the regular pistons are going to have to be now facing in this direction. So we're going to place them like that. So if you're looking at where the sugarcane goes, when another item grows here, this piston will push that item off and it'll get sucked up by these hoppers in the hopper carts, right? So that's where we need to place our pistons. So I'm going to place the rest of them around, facing inwards, like that. Last one, right? So now we've got those pistons facing inwards like that. We need to build our bud switch. So I'm going to place a block here and one here, there, and then we're going to get a sticky piston and place that there. All right, and then we can break those two blocks away. So when the sugarcane gets to this level, it'll fire the bud switch off by updating that piston. So then we need to grab a slime block and throw that on top, and then grab a redstone block and put that on top. Now our bud is ready, so if we put down some sugarcane here, it'll fire the bud, and like so. That's perfect. That's exactly what we want. Now on top of these pistons, we're going to place a solid block of your choice. It can be any solid block. Right, and on the inside of that I'm going to place a torch. You don't need to, but I suggest you probably should, because I think that having a light source in here is going to be good for stopping things from spawning and for lighting your farm up. Right, so then above these torches we need to place an immovable block. So I'm going to use furnaces, so I'm going to place them like this on top of that torch. There we go, and that will be good, because what's going to happen is this slime block's going to move up, and if these are movable blocks, it's going to grab them and pull them down and break your farm. So we need it to be immovable, so furnaces work good. Now I need some redstone dust. I'm going to put some there and on top of the furnace, like so, and now that will power our pistons. So when the bud switch fires, the piston will go up and it will fire out our pistons. Perfect. Right, there we go. So now we need to enclose our farm once we've put down our sugarcane like that, so things don't fly out. And I'm using just plain glass. You can use whatever you want, but you need glass above your chest, otherwise you won't be able to open it. And so I'm going to go all the way up here, and then the same here, going up once again, and one more time. There we go. That'll stop things flying out there. And then we need to close off this part here, so I'm going to put a piece of glass there and one there, all the way around like this. There we go, and that's it. The farm is done. So now we just need to wait for the sugarcane to grow, and when it does, the bud will fire and the pistons will harvest our sugarcane. And there we have it, fully automatic farm. So you can build a bunch of these. Now, I said, how I do things is, I think smaller farms are better than bigger farms, and these seem to do okay. We do lose the occasional one because the piston sort of pulls the item back through the block. It shouldn't be doing that, but it does sometimes. So yeah, there is a way to get around that, but it makes the machine a bit bigger. You can use like a sticky piston with a solid block, and that'll stop the items from getting pulled out. But anyway, there we go. So that's that. So let's just wait here for a little bit and wait for our sugarcane farm to fire. You can see the bamboo farm firing in the background there every now and then. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you've enjoyed this little tutorial, and I'll catch you next time. Later. Alright, and there we go. That was it working. So we have sugarcane going into our chest. That's perfect. Excellent stuff. Alright, neat.